Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. You kind of stole my question. I wanted to ask that one, but fine. No problem. Yeah, so daily driving plus mobile. Of course, you all know this awesome project Plus Mobile exists. We know Plus Desktop, Plus Mobile is for mobile. I've been trying anyway to daily drive this for a few months now. And there are issues. So the main question is here, why aren't we there yet? So yeah, why talk about this in the first place? Not Plus Mobile in itself, but daily driving it. Ideally, all of you are daily driving it right now, but that's not happening. So yeah, first, how many of you have known Plus Mobile exists? Raise your hands. Basically everyone. Yeah. How many people do have a phone with them right now that runs it? Not necessarily main phone, but secondary phone maybe. Few one. Yeah. How many of you are actually daily driving it? Second phone maybe? One person, exactly. And me. That's not enough. We need this to change, of course. So there are some issues, but it's definitely, in my opinion anyway, very useful at the moment. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my setup and how I'm using this. So my setup, as for a phone, there are a few phones you can use right now. This is also one of the main reasons probably most of you aren't using it, because your phone probably right now isn't compatible with the Linux kernel and whatever that's required to run Plus Mobile. I bought a phone specifically for this. It's a Pixel 3a, but there are several phones you can use. Of course, we all know probably the Pine phone and the Librem 5. There's also like the OnePlus 6 and I think the Xiaomi Pocophone F1. The Fairphone 4 and 5 are usable, but I'm using Pixel 3a. As far as software goes, there are multiple distributions you can choose from nowadays. I'm from PostmarketOS, so I use PostmarketOS. But there is Mobian out there. It's just Debian for mobile. It has Plus Mobile nowadays. I think there's OpenSUSE working on it. There's a Fedora port in progress. And more is coming every year, really. And recently, or not recently, last year, Academy, I've set up for PostmarketOS a repository with nightly versions of KDE. So every night it builds all of KDE, but from Git master, specifically meant for use on Plus Mobile. This was mostly useful when Plasma 6 was still work in progress, and there was at that moment not really an easy way to run that on your phone. So I set up KDE Nightly for that, and I'm still using that every day now. I know some people are using it on desktop and saying, you can use this, please do report bugs. I'd say the same for mobile. Please use KDE Nightly, report bugs. So yeah, some apps I'm using. Of course, on your phone, you use tons of different apps. Some really common use cases are actually really doable already. So for the browser, we have Anglefish, for example. For notes, you can use MarkNote, KDE application, just write it in Markdown. For YouTube, there's PlasmaTube, which uses a proxy in between to basically watch your YouTube videos. For file syncing, I use an application called Ghost Cloud. This actually comes from the Sailfish ecosystem, but has a non-Sailfish UI, which is usable enough for us. It's not pretty. It's not Kirigami, but it works. For chat, of course, NeoChat. Most people probably use it on desktop, but if you just make the screen small, it also works really well on mobile. For music, listening to Elisa. For a calendar or mail even, soon hopefully, you can use Mercuro. Then for navigation, there are multiple applications out there. I use Osmin personally. It's also a Qt application. But a lot of people will probably also use Pure Maps. But it can be used for turn-by-turn navigation and also navigate you around in Würzburg. And then for social media, Mastodon in this case, you can use Tokadon. Again, very mobile-friendly. And this is actually one of the few, but probably in this list, one of the many applications made for not necessarily desktop first, but from the get-go made to also work really well on mobile. So yeah, it's really useful with these things, but there are definitely a few things still lacking that might block you from using it. The biggest one on the list is probably the camera. This only really works on the Pine phone and the Librem 5, but on any Android phone it's really an issue. My Pixel 3a actually has camera working at the moment with a few KVs. But there's the problem. I have 3 camera apps on my phone. 2 of them are from KDE, and the only one that works is the third one, which is a GNOME application. Bit of an issue. So I would like that to change, preferably. But also calling in itself works, no problem. The issue there is combining that with suspend. If you want good battery life, of course, you want your phone to suspend. But when your phone is suspended, right now, it wouldn't wake up when you receive a call. That's going to be hard to explain to your mother when she calls you. So at this point, I would recommend disabling suspend. Personally, I find that a bit annoying. I prefer my battery life. So I have a second phone with Android just for phone calls and hotspot, really. But yeah, it's doable. But the main issue I think right now is just a lot of paper cut bugs, a lot of really small ones, probably easy to solve. Maybe part of the 15-minute bug initiative can be done really easily. But they are there because nobody sees them, because nobody uses it. You need people to report those things in the first place. But especially as KDE developers, it would be nice if people just use the phone, saw this happening, so it could be fixed easily. As an example from NeoChat, one of the things it does on launch is just open the last chat room you had open before it quits. This is nice on desktop, where you have your nice sidebar with all the rooms in there, and then you have the big panel with your screen, with your chat in there. But on mobile, opening the room first means you don't get to see the list of chats, and the room that's been opened is probably not the one you want to use at that moment. So the first thing I do is back out, go a screen back, select a different room, and use that. I looked in the code. Actually, it's probably like a 2-line fix. Just make a check. If it's mobile, don't do this function. That's really it. I have, yes, yesterday. So very much in time. But yeah, it's an example, a really small thing, but it's there. And if you just have enough of these, it's really annoying. So yeah, again, please use Plasma Mobile. Help us out here. And in general, apps. Of course, there's the KDE Apps initiative by Carl that would really help here. Make apps, make them mobile friendly as well. It will help as first thing, just resize the window. There's also an environment variable you can set to make the controls use mobile styling. So that way you can really easily test applications just on your desktop. So for development, this is probably quite different from what you used to from desktop. On desktop, you probably use KDE Builder or something like that. You can use it on your phone, but your phone isn't as powerful as your laptop is. So you'll get an overheating phone probably, or it just takes a long time. Not preferable. For post-MarketOS, we have this tool called PM Bootstrap. We just had to develop our entire distribution, really, but it can also use to build and test individual applications. You write a build script on your desktop. You use PM Bootstrap to build it locally, but not for your host architecture, but you build it for your phone. So if your host is x86, you could build it for AArch64 instead. PM Bootstrap just handles that for you. And then has as a command, PM Bootstrap sideload, with which you can just copy the package to your phone, install it, and then run it. This is a really easy way to test any application, and mostly get a speed boost because your laptop is just more powerful than your phone. Preferably, we get some kind of KDE Builder integration into this. Also, probably not connected to post-MarketOS specifically, but to be able to use KDE Builder or KDE Source Build like you're used to from your desktop, with the regular commands or whatever, and then just a command at the end to sideload it to your phone. That'd be a nice future thing to target for. So my goal for next year is have the majority of you use Plasma Mobile. So maybe a long shot, but we'll see. Please give it a try. Most of the phones the system works on are not the newest phones. They're not like 8. You don't buy them for 800 euros in a shop. Probably most of them are secondary. You can get them for fairly cheap. I bought this Pixel 3a for I think 100 euros. That's honestly not a lot for a phone nowadays. Please get a phone that's supported. Use it. Try to bring it with you on daily trips you're doing. Try to actually use like Token on your phone instead of some Android app on your Android phone. And help us make Plasma Mobile dominant and take over the world. Thank you.